Hashem will put us in a situation where we're going to have to make a choice. Are we with Him, or are we with the idol worshippers? It's a simple choice. And this is one of the things that we're going to learn directly and indirectly from this next Mishnah. Mishnah Gimel Dalet 3-4 says the following. Rabbi Shimon Omer, שלושה שאכלו על שולחן אחד ולא אמרו עליו דברי תורה כאילו אכלו מזבחי מתים, שנאמר כי כל שולחנות מלאו כצועה בלי מקום, אבל שלושה שאכלו על שולחן אחד ואמרו עליו דברי תורה כאילו אכלו משולחנו של מקום, שנאמר וידבר אליי זה השולחן אשר לפני אדוני. Translation, Rabbi Shimon, talking about Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, says, if three have eaten at the same table and have not spoken words of Torah, it is as if they have eaten an offering of dead idols, as it is said in the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 8, for all tables are full of vomit and filth without the omnipresent. But if three have eaten at the same table and have spoken words of Torah there, it is as if they have eaten from the table of the omnipresent, as it says in the book of Ezekiel 41:22, and he said to me, this is the table that is before Hashem. Okay, a little bit of a difficult Mishnah in a sense where you're trying to connect the two. What does three people having a nice dinner, some pita, some hummus, have to do with idol worship? Okay, say divrei Torah, chazak u'ba'or. You don't say divrei Torah, it doesn't make you an idol worshiper. What, somebody that doesn't say divrei Torah is an idol worshiper? If that's the case, alach aleinu. We're all doomed. So we have to understand what this Mishnah means. First and foremost, we have to understand where it's coming from. Rabbi Shimon, the Gemara in Pesachim says that any time it says the Rabbi Shimon, it's referring to Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. Now why is this so important? Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai was one of the Tanaim. He was also one of the major students of Rabbi Akiva. But Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai is loved by everyone, especially secular people. You say Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, School of Mitzvot. If you say Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai to most Sephardic women of previous generation, right away, Rabbi Meir bar Anis, kissed the mezuzah 500 times. They get excited. Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Meir, they have candles. The whole teaching of the Zohar, where does it come from? Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. Chassidut, when they do all the things that, let's say, for example, the Baal Shem Tov, the Ari, all of the Ari was against it, but nonetheless, the point is that when people talk about different secret parts of the Torah, where do they get it from? Rabbi Shimon. People get excited about Rabbi Shimon. Why do they get so excited? Rabbi Shimon gave us some reasons to party. He gave us Lag BaOmer. Everybody knows Lag BaOmer. What do you do Lag BaOmer? In Israel you do it. I don't know, in America you don't do anything, unfortunately, because you get arrested. You make a bonfire in Israel. I remember as a kid, we make the bonfire in the backyard or sometimes somewhere in the big place over there. Everybody gathers wood the whole week. You throw some batatot, some potatoes. You party all night. The kids, the adults, no one worries about what's going to happen tomorrow, if there's school, there's no school, nothing like that. You party all night, you eat, you drink. So this is perfect for the chilunim, for the secular people. Wow. Everybody wants to be religious that day. Everybody keeps that holiday. Some of them are even machmirim. They do it all year round. Every time they go to Tveria, every time they go to the beach, they always want to do a bonfire. Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Shimon. Seder. So Rabbi Shimon, according to some people, gave us a reason to party. Seder. He also gave us a lot of secrets that a lot of people like. Some people don't keep Shabbat, don't keep Taharat Mishpacha, don't keep kosher even. Nothing. But you tell them Rabbi Shimon, they'll listen to you. Oh, Rabbi Shimon, it's the Zohar. Yeah, what do you say in the Zohar? They like to hear stories in the Zohar. There's a lot of mystical things about angels, about Shedim. People are very interested in mystical stuff, even if they're not religious at all. So people love Rabbi Shimon. Has all the mystical stuff. Rabbi Shimon signed off on it. That's what people think. Until you read the whole Gemara. You see that mystical was day to day by everybody. But anyway, everyone knows this mystical book of the Zohar that most people don't even know how to read. But they think that this is something that's, because it's less accessible, because it's less understood, that's what they want. The basics, the most important, 5 books of Moses, Gemara, Mishnah, Shulchan Aruch. No, that's not interesting. That's for Haredim. That's for the really religious people. I want the mystical stuff. Yashar, they want to go directly to the secret. No one wants to know the stuff, the pshat. Everyone wants to go to the secret. Okay, fine. So if we're respecting and honoring Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, let's see what he says. So Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai says the following. He says, if 3 people have eaten at the same table, just like Omer, you're going to have a table. You're not going to eat on the floor. You're going to have a table, I'm assuming, or hopefully. On a day-to-day basis, you're going to have a table, you're going to eat. Or even if you don't have a table. 3 people eating together. And they don't speak Divrei Torah. It's as if they've eaten the offering of an idol. Now Rabbi Shimon seems like he's a little bit of kitzoni here. Seems a little extreme. Okay, I understand. I like the party part. I like the Lag BaOmer. I like the mystical stuff. But Rabbi Shimon, relax already with this idol worship just because I don't speak Torah. Maybe I don't know anything. So how did Rabbi Shimon become who he is? If you look at the Gemara, Masechet Shabbat, page 33, I believe. And it says that after Rabbi Shimon found out that the Romans were making Jewish people's lives more difficult, he didn't hold his opinion. He's not like today's politically correct rabbis. He said, no, listen. Say you like Trump. Say you like Hillary Clinton. Say you like Obama and Osama. Say you like whoever because it's good for the Jews. It's good for the Jews. What do you mean it's good for the Jews? Obama wanted to kill every Jew in the world. He just didn't have the permission. What are you talking about? No, but it's not good. It's not good. Just befriend him. No, my friend. Rabbi Shimon said, you're going against Torah? You're an enemy of Hashem. You're an enemy of Hashem. You're an enemy of mine. And he publicizes his opinion. No worries at all. But he obviously wasn't a fool. He realized that they're going to hate him. They're going to want to kill him. So he ran away. So him and his son, Rabbi Elazar, ran into the mountains and hid in a cave for 13 years. All they had with them was Torah, one set of clothes that they put on, that they wore there, the tree in the front that grew carobs, which if you eat carobs even for like one time, all your teeth will break. And it was right next to a river. So they drank the water of the river. They ate the carobs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner without complaints. And the clothing, they only wore on Shabbat. What do they wear the rest of the week? Nothing. They dug themselves a hole in the ground. They went into the ground. They covered themselves in sand so they could learn Torah. Because you can't learn Torah when you're naked. So they covered themselves with sand. Why do they do this? Because they said, listen, we have to have clothing that's in honor of Shabbat. You can't show up to Shabbat with ripped clothing. Shem Erachem. You got to look honorable. The queen's coming. What, are you going to go with ripped clothing, ripped jeans to see the queen? Not pitom. So they said, listen, the whole week we're going to stay inside the hole and make sure that our clothing doesn't get ruined. And that's what they did for 13 years. Their dedication to Torah was to such an extent that Chazal says that when they came out, they saw regular average Torah observant farmers. There weren't chilunim back then. There weren't really many people that violated Shabbat in the open, because anyone that violated Shabbat would get killed. There was still a Sanhedrin. So they saw Torah observant Jews working in a farm. You know, you work, you learn. Normal. Alvai alenu. They saw them and they said, how could they waste any time in this mundane world? How could they spend any time not learning Torah? They couldn't understand how somebody that knows that the Torah exists and spends any time at all doing anything else. They just came out of a cave with 24 hours a day. They were learning Torah. They got to such a high level of KEDUSHA, learning from the angels, learning things that are beyond our comprehension, that they connected and they became completely, like, fully holy. They sanctified their own bodies, their own flesh, to such an extent that when they saw these people just living their life, they were keeping Shabbat, they were keeping kosher, they were keeping Tarat Mishpacha, they were observant people, not bad people. They couldn't understand them dealing with the world the way they were, and their KEDUSHA created a fire that was starting to burn the people. Until Hashem, moments later, came out and from Shamayim, a bat kol, a heavenly voice came out from Shamayim and said, did you come out of the cave to destroy my world? Go back inside. And he sent them back inside. And during the next year, he lowered them. He intentionally lowered their level of KEDUSHA because he knew that the high level that they got to, both of them, Rabbi Elazar and his father Rabbi Shimon, was too much for this world.